Hello everyone and welcome again to this other lesson on HTML. And in the previous lesson 2.0 we had looked at the introduction to HTML, and so in this particular lesson let's look at a practical demo and see how we can create our very first HTML homepage and have it displayed in the browser. So with that said, let's get started and write code for our very first HTML page. So to write code for that, we are going to use the Visual Studio, which we had installed earlier. And how do we find Visual Studio? We just go over to our search tab and search for Visual Studio. And right here, it pops up here. You're going to go ahead and click on it. And when Visual Studio opens and loads, you're going to let me close these projects that I've done before. So when you open a new Visual Studio code, then it is going to give you this interface that looks clean here without anything. So let me open a new window of Visual Studio, and this is the new window, how it will look like when you first time open it. So this one, I'm going to close this welcome window, and now you should have a blank Visual Studio page workspace like this. And now we are going to create our very first page, and we're going to call it the home page. To create a new HTML page, we're going to go over to the File tab here, and we're going to click on File tab, and we're going to select New File, and then we are going to give the file name over here. So within this box, we are going to type in the file name. So let's call it home page. We call it a home page. I'm going to use camel case to name my file, and I'm going to make it have an extension of .html so that it can be an HTML file when I save it. And then after typing the file name, I'm going to press enter on my keyboard, so that then the Visual Studio will ask you, where do you want to save this file? So I want to head over to my desktop, and I want to look for an empty folder. Since I don't have any empty folder here, so I can create a new folder on desktop, and I can call this folder project 2, or I can call it HTML project since we're just doing HTML. So let me call it HTML project, and I'm going to click open, and then I'm going to save this file within this folder that I've just created. So when you look inside here, the rightmost folder is HTML project, and here this is my file. So I'm going to go over and create. So when I save that file, you can see the file appears here, and because it is an HTML file, it has this angle bracket indicating that this file now is an HTML, and now that you can start writing the HTML tags here. Then I'm going to create a very basic HTML page. So the first tag that we've said of the HTML is the doc type. The doc type tag defines the document as the HTML document. Then the next tag I'm going to add is the HTML tag. The HTML tag is the root tag of the HTML page, is the root element. So this comes with the opening tag and the corresponding closing tag. Within the HTML tag, I'm going to add another tag called the head. The head tag is the tag where we can add all the meta information about the page. So within this, we can add the title of the page, we can add the favorite icon of the page, we can add the description of the page, we can add the author of the page, and so many other information about this page. So right here for now, I'm going to add the title. Let me undo. So it should be title. So the title tag is used to define the title text that will be displayed on the browser tab. So now I'm going to call it a block page, a block site. And then below the head tag, I'm going to define another tag called the body tag. So the body tag is the tag that displays the content, or that carries the content that will be displayed in the browser body. So let me open one of the browser, uh, like using Chrome. So let me restore. So this visible area here is what we are calling the browser body. So all the content that is going to be displayed here, we should define it within the body tag. Now within the body tag, I'm going just for now to add one paragraph, or maybe to add one header, and say welcome to our blogging site. And then below that tag, I'm also going to add one paragraph saying this is our amazing blogging site that allows users to post and view blogs. Then I'm going to, after that, I'm going to click save. So you can save by clicking on the file tab again and click save, or you can use the shortcut key on your keyboard, Control S. And once this file is saved, then you can navigate over to your folder on the desktop. So on the desktop, we had created a folder called project HTML project, and this project, you can see your file here, which you have called homepage.html, and it has this browser icon, and then you're going to double click on it so that you can display it in the browser. And so when you display it, you will see that here you have your basic page with the content that you've defined, with the one header and one paragraph with this text. When you head over to the browser tab here, you can see the title text block side that we've defined being displayed here. So that's why we said the title tag is used to display the text that will appear on the browser tab. The header is used to display the subheading within the page, and the P is used to display the paragraph within the page. With that said, we have created our very first HTML page, and for that I would like to pause this lesson at this point and see you in the next lesson. Otherwise, thank you for joining, and see you in the next lesson.